Hello and welcome back to 911 Scales. Today we're taking a look at another Porsche model car set, a set to celebrate 50 years of the 550 Spyder, and is comprised of this historic 550 and this special edition 986 Boxster S, the anniversary edition of the 50 years of 550 Spyder, and a Porsche you are maybe not familiar with. For you who's tuned in for the very first time, thank you very much for doing so. My name is Michael, and here at 911 Scales it's all about exploring the Porsche world and the model cars in particular, which always tell a very interesting story, like with this set here. And if you're into that stuff, then make sure to hit that subscribe button down below. That makes sure that we are spreading the passion for Porsche model cars together. So in 2003, the 550 Spyder turned 50 years old, being revealed all the way back in 1953, the very early days of Porsche. And it was a result due to the need for a proper race car. At the time, Porsche already was racing the 356, but that car started to show its limitations. The 550 was a solution, and it was very light and low, something which very famously Hans Hermann and Herbert Linge used to their advantage at the 1954 Mille Rally in Italy by driving underneath a closed railway barrier. Yeah, the guys back in the day were completely crazy and I guess also a bit suicidal. With a weight of only a bit under 600 kilograms, the car proved very successful in racing, and also it was road legal back then and became very popular in the hands of Hollywood star James Dean, but unfortunately, as you know, his love affair with the car ended very tragically. In 2003, Porsche made a special anniversary edition of their 986 Boxster S to celebrate the 550 Spyder, and yeah, this was a limited production run of 1,953 cars, and it was a slightly modified Boxster, getting a very small power bump of 6 horsepower, then to a 262 horsepower in total, and was available with the 6-speed manual or the very awful Tiptronic gearbox. Otherwise, the changes of this car are only aesthetical, with a brown interior fitting to the silver exterior, and other details included some very beautiful wheels and a very novel exhaust design. Here we have the two cars combined together in a set in 1/43 scale made by Minichamps for Porsche, and I think this is the only way that you can get this rather special Boxster S as a model car. Also, this set comes with a transparent display case, which is way better than on the Nürburgring set I reviewed some time ago. Link is down in the description below, and also it comes with this very funny leaflet. So let's grab the macro lens and I'll show you the models up close. Before we start the walk around on the set, let's take a quick look at this leaflet here, which is not exactly related to the set and is more or less an advertisement of all the products Porsche made to celebrate 50 years of 550 Spyder, and it has here in the beginning this very funny phrase: "You've taken a journey in your Porsche, now you can travel back in time." Oh, the German humor, and it gets even better. Check this guy out. Isn't he like super happy to drive a Porsche? He looks so damn odd. Alright, and then the products are even funnier. Like they have driving cap down here. Who would wear that? But yeah, you would really travel back in time. And then some other stuff, and also here like t-shirts and all that stuff. Yeah, even back in the day these signs were in. And then at the very end we have this set here. So just a little funny side note to this walk around. So let's get started and travel back in time and inspect the set. In the background we have this picture of the 550 Spyder here in action, and the two models. First of the 550 Spyder, which looks so beautiful. It's just a classic car. It does not have many details, but still a few. The lights here look nice. This tiny grille down here looks also nice. The fuel filler on top here looks also nicely done. And then it has this super tiny windscreen. Also, it has the Spyder writing, the designation here on the side on the fender. Then the rear has these two air vents on top of the engine for the ventilation and the single exhaust down here below. And then obviously these old school wheels look very cool indeed, aren't they? More details are on the inside of the model. The two seats, the gear stick and the instruments and the steering wheel. Being a race car, there is not much in it, but it is nicely done by Minichamps. Then the reason why I wanted to review this set, this special edition Boxster S, the anniversary edition. This here is a facelifted version of the 986 Boxster. It has a slightly different front end here and a bit more improved right-head headlights, which are alright, but the lights could have been a bit more detailed. On the side we can see the wheels, which are actually specific to this Boxster S with the two-tone design. The brake discs behind that are unfortunately not drilled, but that's mostly the case on all old models like this. And in the rear you can see the new exhaust design, and even though it is very hard to see, they even added some decals to each side to resemble the grills. And then the interior is brown and looks actually very good. They thought of everything. Even the pedals and the dashboard look so great with the three instruments and the central screen and all the buttons visible. What is very funny is actually that this car is equipped with the Tiptronic gearbox. You can see it here on the gear selector, and you can even see the tiny shift buttons here on the steering wheel, which is an odd choice because the manual transmission would have been a way better choice on the real car. Also nicely done are the seats and the middle console with all the buttons and the handbrake present. And since the car is parked, the handbrake is actually extended. Kind of a funny but very lovely detail. This is a rather unique set, isn't it? Sure, it does not have the popular models like the Nürburgring set with the GT2 RS and GT3 RS, but I always like the underdog, and I also rather like this Boxster S here. Coming to our scores, first up as usual price. You can expect to pay nowadays for this 50 euros online, giving it a 6 out of 10. Quality on the Boxster is good, but I think the 550 Spyder is lagging a bit behind, also a 6 out of 10. Details are also good, especially on the Boxster S, and I'm giving it set here a 7 out of 10. Rarity isn't that high, there are always some out for sale, giving it also a 6 out of 10. Significance isn't also that high. Sure, it's the 50th anniversary of the 550 Spyder, but the highlight for me personally of this set is the Boxster S, and that is not that such of a significant car. I would give the set a 6 out of 10, which means that the 50 years of 550 Spyder set gets a 31 out of 50 and puts it here on our scoreboard. And with that it sits in the lower half of our scoreboard, but only 1 point below the Nürburgring set, which is still impressive for such an old set with a Boxster S as a highlight, am I right? And the detailed scoreboard with all the models is as always linked down in the description below. So what do you think of this set? Do you also think that the Boxster S is a highlight? Let me know in the comments below. And with that, I'm sending you to the high resolution pictures at the end of the video. Make sure to watch them on a big screen. If you're only watching on your smartphone on a big screen, they look way better, especially in 4K resolution. Thank you very much for tuning in again. It was as always a pleasure. If you liked the video, hit that like button. If you're not a subscriber, please consider subscribing. And as always, feel free to contact me on Instagram at 911scales. I'm always happy for a little chat. That's it for now. Tune in next time when I explore the Porsche world in 911 scales. Allah, ciao.